The Galactic Council Hall was quiet. Too quiet. Hundreds of alien representatives sat in their floating chairs, watching the human ambassador walk slowly to the center. His name was Ryu Jin Seok. He wore a dark suit, his face calm but serious. Jin Seok looked around the great hall. He saw eyes of many shapes and colors staring back at him. Some curious, some confused, and many afraid. "I will not take much of your time," Jin Seok said, his voice clear. "Today, humanity ends its membership in the Galactic Council." A loud wave of voices filled the room. Some shouted in protest. Others whispered in shock. The humans were one of the most powerful members. They had brought peace to many star systems. They had helped smaller species grow. And now, they were leaving. Jin Seok waited for the noise to stop. Then he continued. "We joined the council in the hope of peace and fairness. But over the years, we have seen something else. Corruption, greed, and a desire to control rather than cooperate." Some delegates frowned. Others looked away. "We warned you," he said, again and again. "We asked for changes. We asked for respect. But nothing changed." A tall alien with purple skin and 4 arms stood up. It was Chairwoman Velerin, leader of the council. "Ambassador Jin Seok," she said, "surely we can still talk. Don't make such a sudden decision." Jin Seok shook his head. "This is not sudden. You just didn't listen. But now it's done." He tapped a small device on his wrist. A hologram appeared. It showed Earth. Around it, a giant shield of light began to grow. Then the screen showed every human ship, base, and colony. One by one, they started disappearing from council records, vanishing as if never there. "This is goodbye," he said. "Do not try to follow us. Do not enter our space. From this point, Earth is no longer part of your galaxy." Another alien stood up. This one had scales and a voice like wind. "You will regret this, human. The council gives protection. You will be alone." Jin Seok gave a small smile. "We are never alone. We are human." With that, he turned and walked out of the hall. The moment he left, fear began to spread. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Across the galaxy, the news of Earth's departure hit fast. On the desert world of Kalari, miners stopped working and watched the broadcast again and again. On the floating cities of Varan Prime, trade leaders asked, "What happens to the trade routes? Who will stop the pirates now?" In deep space, at the edge of the galaxy, human ships began to vanish. Not destroyed, just hidden. Their signal beacons went dark. Their communication lines went silent. And on Earth, a great wall of stealth energy rose around the solar system. No ship could scan it. No probe could pass. Earth was gone, hidden behind a veil of silence. Back in the council hall, Chairwoman Velerin sat quietly in her chamber. She looked at the now empty seat where the human flag once stood. "They are really gone," she whispered. A small alien assistant floated near her. "Should we prepare a response, Chairwoman?" She didn't answer at first. Then she said, "Prepare for change." Because even though the humans had left, their silence was louder than any war. Their leaving was not weakness, it was a message. The humans were not running. They were choosing the different path. And that choice would change everything. 2 months had passed since the humans left the council, but the silence they left behind was still loud. In the tall crystal tower of the Galactic Council, Chairwoman Velerin stood by the window. She looked out at the stars. They used to feel peaceful. Now they felt cold and empty. "Still no word from Earth?" she asked. Her assistant, a small creature with silver fur and 3 eyes, shook his head. "No messages, no signals. Nothing. It's like they disappeared." Velerin sighed. Humans never disappear. They plan. Inside the council hall, many species were meeting every day. The air was tense. Trade leaders shouted about lost routes. Small colonies begged for help. pirates were attacking more now. Before, human patrol ships had kept the peace. Now those ships were gone. Ambassador Voktel of the Farron species stood up during a meeting. His voice buzzed with anger. Why did we let them go so easily? We should have stopped them. Ambassador Quan Damin, a human ally from a peaceful colony, replied calmly, "You didn't stop them because you couldn't. You thought they were just another race. But they were different. They were watching all of us." The room went quiet. Damin continued, "Humans didn't just leave. They warned us. We didn't listen." Some delegates nodded. Others looked nervous. Velerin entered the hall and raised her hand. "Enough. What matters now is what we do next." A tall, insect-like creature buzzed. "Do we try to contact them?" Velerin shook her head. "We already tried. No answers, and no way to reach their space." "They must be hiding behind a cloaking system," someone said. "One we've never seen before." Everyone agreed. The humans always had strange, powerful technology, but they had shared only some of it. Now it seemed they had much more, things they never showed. Rumors began to spread. Some said the humans were building a new kind of weapon. Others believed they had found a new galaxy and were preparing to move there. A few thought the humans had left to evolve into something greater. No one knew the truth. Back in the military headquarters of the Council, Commander Choi Jae-sung, a young officer from a mixed human colony, looked at a screen showing trade route attacks. Red lines covered the map. "Before, we had 20 patrols here," he said, pointing to the screen. "All human ships. Now, we have none." An older officer asked, "Can we replace them?" Jae-sung shook his head. "Not with the same strength. Human ships had AI, shield tech, and fast warp engines. Our ships are slower and weaker." The officer frowned. "So, we are exposed." "Yes, very exposed." Across the galaxy, fear grew. Many small species sent messages to Earth, but none were returned. A few sent ships to the edge of human space. None of those ships came back. The Council tried to remain strong, but something had changed. The humans had always been calm, but powerful. They didn't threaten often. But when they did, everyone listened. Now, they said nothing. And the silence was worse than words. On a faraway moon, a young alien student read about Earth's history. She looked at pictures of human explorers, scientists, and soldiers. She turned to her teacher and asked, "Why did they leave?" The teacher sighed. Maybe they were tired. Or maybe they were waiting for something. The student frowned. Like what? The teacher didn't answer. Because no one knew. But in every meeting, on every planet, and in every heart, the same question burned. Asterisk, asterisk, what are the humans planning? Asterisk, asterisk. And that question brought fear. 3 years had passed since the humans left the Galactic Council. Many thought Earth had vanished for good, but the silence had become heavier. And then, it happened. A Council exploration fleet, made up of 5 ships, entered the edge of old human space. They were led by Admiral Feller of the Drellic race, a proud warrior with 4 eyes and silver skin. Their mission was simple: scan the area, search for signs of life, and return. They never came back. No messages, no emergency signals, no wreckage. The entire fleet disappeared without a trace. The Council went into panic. Chairwoman Velerin called an emergency meeting. Her voice was sharp and cold. "We have lost 5 ships near the human zone. This is not a small matter. We must act." Captain Kim Hejun, a human-born officer now serving in the Council Navy, stepped forward. He was calm and quiet, with sharp eyes. "Let me go," he said. "I know human space better than anyone here. If anyone can understand what happened, it's me." Some delegates objected. "Is it wise to send a human? He might betray us." But Velerin nodded. "Captain Hejun is loyal. And we need answers." Hejun was given a small fleet, 3 ships, each with strong scanners, and cloaking shields. They left quietly, without announcing their mission. As they entered the human zone, the stars felt different. The light was dim. Space itself felt heavy. "Everything is too quiet," said Ensign Tall, a young officer on Hejun's ship. "I don't like it." Hejun watched the monitors. No signals, no energy readings, but I know they're here. Then they saw something strange. A planet, lush and green, rotated slowly beneath them. It looked untouched, but their scans showed cities on the surface. No people, just buildings. Lights were on. Machines were running. But no voices, no heat signals, no movement. Suddenly, the ship's lights flickered. All screens turned black. "Captain, we're losing systems," shouted the engineer. Then a single voice came through the speakers, calm, female, and unmistakably human. Asterisk, asterisk, you were warned. Asterisk, asterisk. Hejun froze. Who is this? No answer, just silence. Then the screens came back. The planet was still there. But now, hundreds of small satellites surrounded the fleet. They hadn't been there before. Each one aimed directly at their ships. "We need to leave," Hejun said. The ships turned and jumped back to Council space. As they crossed the border, everything returned to normal. No damage, no trace of what happened, except the recording of the voice. Back at the Council, Hejun played the message. "You were warned." The council room was silent. "This is a threat," said one alien leader. "No," said Hejun. "It's a message, a reminder." Velerin stared at the screen. "They're watching us. They let us come close, but not too close." Council scientists checked the recording. The voice was from no known human on record, but the tech was clearly human-made and very advanced. More strange things began to happen. Old human satellites, long thought destroyed, began sending out encrypted signals. No one could break them. Trade routes close to human space became quiet, too quiet. Pirates disappeared. Some said human drones were removing them, but no one could prove it. Fear returned, but this time it wasn't just fear of war. It was fear of not knowing. Hejun stood alone in his quarters that night. He looked at the stars and whispered, "What are you doing, Earth?" Because deep down, he knew. The humans were not hiding. They were preparing. Captain Kim Hejun stood on the bridge of his ship, looking at the star map in front of him. The area once called Terran Space now had a new name across the council records. Asterisk, asterisk. The human zone asterisk, asterisk. It was marked in dark red. Ships were told to stay away. Warnings were sent to all borders. But still, some explorers and smugglers tried to enter, and none returned. Hejun had seen it with his own eyes. A green, beautiful planet, full of working machines but no people. Satellites that appeared out of nowhere. And a voice that said only, "Asterisk, asterisk, you were warned." Asterisk, asterisk. Now, the council wanted answers. A new mission was prepared. Hejun would return, but this time with a diplomatic message, not just scanners. The council still hoped to speak to the humans. Some believed peace was still possible. Others feared it was already too late. 3 council ships, unarmed, crossed the edge of the human zone. Their lights blinked gently in the dark space. Everyone held their breath. At first, nothing happened. Then suddenly, a wall of light appeared in front of them. Not a weapon, but a barrier, like a gate. Hejun's ship received a signal. "Message incoming," said Ensign Tall. Hejun opened it. A short text appeared on the screen. Simple, clear, and final. Asterisk, asterisk. This is not your space. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk, you do not belong here. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk, you were warned. Asterisk, asterisk. The crew waited. No ship appeared. No attack came. But no one dared move forward. "We should go," Hejun said. They don't want a war, but they're serious. The ships turned back, slow and respectful. Later, back at Council headquarters, the news spread fast. They built an energy barrier. Across how many light years? A shocked scientist asked. At least 30 star systems, replied Hejun. And it's invisible until you touch it. The council was in chaos. Some species called for open talks. Others wanted to send warships. But the fear was growing. No one knew what kind of power the humans had now. A rumor started that humans had created a new kind of AI, one that could control whole planets. Another rumor claimed they had merged with machines and no longer lived like normal beings. On a distant colony, a trader told a strange story. I was on a small moon, fixing my ship, he said, and I saw a black vessel, completely silent. No lights. It hovered above the ground, then vanished. Later, my ship worked better than before. Someone fixed it. People laughed. Some believed him. Others didn't. But more and more, similar stories appeared. Ships in trouble were suddenly repaired. Lost supply pods were returned with extra parts. But when they tried to find who helped them, there was no trace. It was like ghosts were watching. Council leaders didn't know what to do. Should they call a full council vote? Should they wait? Should they send a new message? Chairwoman Velerin sat alone in her chamber that night. She looked at an old picture of Earth, taken many years ago. A blue planet, full of life. They left, she whispered, but they never stopped watching. She looked at the last message again. Asterisk, asterisk, you were warned. Asterisk, asterisk. It wasn't a threat. It was a promise. The human zone had become the most feared place in the galaxy. No one entered it now. Not even the brave. Not even the greedy. It was quiet, but the kind of quiet that made people uneasy. In the council hall, things were changing. More systems were asking for help. Pirates were growing bold again. Trade was slowing. And still, there was no word from Earth. We cannot survive like this, said Ambassador Erish of the Lilin people. The balance is broken. We need the humans back. Some agreed. Others shook their heads. They left us. Let them stay gone, said one. Chairwoman Velerin sat and listened. Her face showed no emotion, but inside, she was worried. Something big was coming. She could feel it. Captain Kim Hejun had returned to the council base, but he was not resting. He was studying every signal, every rumor, every sighting. One message caught his eye. It came from a small mining outpost near the human zone. A short, broken message. Asterisk, asterisk, they helped us. But they didn't speak. They watched. Asterisk, asterisk. The message was sent by a girl named Minha, the daughter of a miner. Hejun found her on a nearby colony, scared but alive. They came in the night, she said. Machines, silent. One of our miners was trapped in a cave. We had no tools strong enough. Then, the rocks moved on their own. The man was saved. But when we looked, the machines were gone. Did they say anything? Hejun asked. Minha shook her head. No, but they left a small box. When we opened it, we found food, clean water, medicine, for everyone. Hejun looked at her closely. You think they were humans? She nodded. I saw a person in the distance, wearing a dark suit, face covered. But I knew, I just knew, it was a human. Hejun returned to the council with the story. Many refused to believe it. Others were not surprised. They don't want war, said Demin, the diplomat. They are watching, helping, but from the shadows. But why? Asked another. Why not speak to us? No one had the answer. Later that week, a large cargo ship disappeared near the edge of the human zone. The crew was thought to be lost. But 2 days later, the ship returned on its own, fully repaired, with extra fuel, and a small message left inside. Asterisk, asterisk, this time, we helped. Next time, stay away. Asterisk asterisk. Now the message was clear. The humans were protecting their space. They were helping in small ways, but they did not want visitors. Not yet. Back on Earth, deep under the surface, giant machines hummed quietly. In secret bunkers, scientists watched stars, coded messages, and council activity. One of them, a young woman named Han Ji-soo, looked at a screen showing hundreds of planets. All their systems are becoming unstable, she said. They miss us more than they know. Beside her, Commander Ryu Jin-seok, now older, wiser, and more powerful, watched in silence. We gave them time, he said. We warned them. Now, they must learn. Jisoo asked, should we speak to them again? Jin-seok shook his head. Not yet. Let the silence teach them first, then we decide. Back in council space, Chairwoman Velerin stood before the window again, looking toward the human zone. They are ghosts now, she whispered, but not gone, never gone. She closed her eyes, thinking of the human's last message. Asterisk asterisk, you were warned. Asterisk asterisk. The meaning was growing clearer every day. The Galactic Council was falling apart. Without human patrols, trade was slower. Without human tech, security was weaker. Pirates, black markets, and smugglers were rising again. Old enemies began to whisper. Some planets stopped paying taxes. Others stopped answering calls. Everything is breaking, said Ambassador Kwon Da-min, standing in the council hall. We need to accept the truth. We need the humans. No, shouted Ambassador Vok Telephone. We can survive without them. They left. They abandoned us. Chairwoman Velerin stayed quiet, but her heart was heavy. She had seen the signs. Every week brought more trouble. Fear was turning into anger. One day, a secret meeting was called. Only a few leaders were invited. The goal was clear. Asterisk asterisk plan for war asterisk asterisk. They are too strong to ignore, said one general. They will return one day. We must be ready. But how? Asked another. We don't even understand their new weapons. Their machines move without sound. Their drones vanish into the stars. Their ships are faster than light. Still, the council began to build. Factories opened. New ships were ordered. Spy drones were sent to the edge of the human zone. It was a mistake. One drone came back, but not with pictures. It carried a message burned into its metal surface. Asterisk asterisk, no more warnings. Asterisk asterisk. Everyone in the room went silent. Even the war generals looked afraid now. Captain Kim He-jun was sent to check the human zone again. But this time, the border had changed. The energy wall was larger. It now covered over 40 star systems. As his ship floated near the edge, He-jun saw something new. A fleet. Dozens of human ships appeared, quiet, black, and powerful. No lights, no sound, just floating in space like giants watching from the dark. Are they waiting for something? Asked Ensign Tall. He-jun nodded slowly. Yes, they are waiting for us to do something foolish. He turned the ship back. No message was sent. No weapons were fired. But the message was clear. Asterisk asterisk Earth was watching asterisk asterisk. Back at Earth, deep inside Command Base 9, Commander Ryu Jin-seok sat at a long table. Around him were leaders of the United Terran Command. Scientists, soldiers, diplomats. They are preparing for war, said Jisoo, showing satellite images of Council weapon factories. Jin-seok didn't look surprised. Of course. Fear turns to panic. Panic turns to anger. But what if they attack first? Another officer asked. Jin-seok stood. His voice was calm. Then we answer. We will not start a war. But if they begin one, we will end it. The room was quiet. Then he added, we will protect our space. But more than that, we will protect the future, even if they don't understand it yet. Meanwhile, on a council colony near the human zone, strange things started happening again. Broken machines fixed themselves. Crops grew twice as fast. A virus that was killing the local animals suddenly disappeared. No one saw who did it, but one message was found, written on a small metal plate left beside a farm. Asterisk asterisk build better, or lose everything. Asterisk asterisk. Some began to wonder, were the humans really gone? Or were they guiding things from the shadows? Chairwoman Velerin read reports from across the galaxy. Some feared the humans. Some hated them. But more and more people were starting to admire them again. They are not gods, she said to herself. But they are no longer like us. She knew something bigger was coming. Not just war. Not just peace. Asterisk asterisk, change asterisk asterisk. And whatever it was, it would begin soon. The stars were quiet, but the galaxy was not. Whispers of war filled the council. Armies were growing. Weapons were tested. And near the human zone, fleets waited with fingers on triggers. Chairwoman Velerin stood at the center of the council hall. Her voice was strong, but her heart was tired. We cannot fight the humans, she said. They are beyond us now. But we must act, shouted a general. If we do nothing, they will control everything. Maybe, said Captain Kim Hejun, stepping forward. But maybe they don't want control. Maybe they want to guide us, to protect us from ourselves. The council argued for hours. Some begged for peace. Others called for action. In the end, they'd made a choice. A final message would be sent to Earth. Not a threat. Not a demand. A request. A simple one. Asterisk asterisk, can we speak? Asterisk asterisk. The message was sent, and then they waited. 1 day passed, then 2, then 5. No answer came, until the 7th day. In the skies above the council homeworld, a single ship appeared, black, silent, and smooth like glass. It did not attack. It did not land. Instead, a voice spoke, not through speakers, but into every mind. Asterisk asterisk, you want to speak. Now listen. Asterisk asterisk. All across the galaxy, screens turned on by themselves. Every station, every city, every ship. The same message played everywhere. A human man appeared. It was asterisk asterisk Commander Ryu Jin Seok asterisk asterisk. He looked older, wiser, calm. You pushed us away, he said. You ignored our warnings. You forgot who we were, but we did not forget you. He showed pictures of war, broken planets, lost lives. Then pictures of Earth, clean, peaceful, strong. We did not leave because we were angry. We left because we had to grow. And we gave you the chance to grow too. Then his eyes became serious. But some of you still choose fear, still choose war. That will not be allowed. He paused. You are not our enemies. Not yet. But we will not let you destroy what we built, or what you could build. Then the screen changed again. A new image appeared. Plans for clean energy, medical machines, and farming tech. This is a gift, he said, not for your leaders, for your people. And just like that, the message ended. The ship vanished. But across the galaxy, small packages began to arrive. On poor planets, on dying colonies, on forgotten moons, help came. Food, water, medicine, tools. The people saw it first. They felt hope. For the first time in years, hope returned. In the council hall, Veldrin wiped a tear from her eye. They didn't come to fight us, she said. They came to save us. General Voktel looked down in shame. We were wrong. Hajum smiled softly. They warned us. Then they waited. And now, they lead. Soon, Earth sent one more message, not a threat, not a warning, an invitation. Asterisk asterisk if you wish to join us, not as rulers, but as builders, step forward. If not, stay behind. The future does not wait. Asterisk asterisk. Some chose to stay, some chose to move forward, but all understood the galaxy had changed. Humans had returned, not with war, but with power, with wisdom, and with the future in their hands. From the shadows, they stepped into the light, not as soldiers, not as saviors, but as the spark of a new age, and the council would never be the same again.